Electric and magnetic fields. The force between two charges is 120 N. If the distance between the charges is doubled, the force will be 30 N. The electric field intensity at the point should situated 4 meters from a point charge is 200 N by C. If the distance is reduced to 2 meters, the field intensity will be 800 N by C. The lines of force due to charged particles are always curved. The electric field at a point situated at a distance d from straight charged conductor is inversely proportional to d. The direction of electric field due plus 0 positive charge is always away from the charge. A field line and an equipotential surface are always at 90 degree. The ability of charged bodies to exert force on 6n another is attributed to the existence of electric field. If the seat of a backlight is inserted between the plates of an air capacitor, the capacitance will increase. A capacitor stores 0.24 coulombs at 10 volts. Its capacitance is 0.024 F. For making a capacitor, it is better to select a dielectric having high permittivity. The units of capacitance are coulombs per volt. If three 15 UF capacitors are connected in series, the net capacitor is 5 UF. If three 10 UF capacitors are connected in a parallel, the net caradinance is 30 UE. A dielectric material must be insulator. A electronic capacitor can be used for DC only. The capacitance of a capacitor is not affected by thickness of plates. Which of the following is not a vector? Angular momentum. Two plates of a parallel plate capacitor, after being charged from a constant voltage source, are separated apart by means of insulated handles. Then the voltage across the plates decreases. If AC voltage is applied to capacitive circuit, the alternating circuit can flow in the circuit because varying voltage produces the charging and discharging currents. Voltage applied across a ceramic dielectric produces an electric field 100 times greater than air. What will be the value of dielectric constant? Option B, 100. Which of the following statements is correct? Option B, electrolytic capacitor must be connected in the correct polarity. The dissipation factor of a good dielectric is of the order of 0.002. The total electric flux through any closed surface surrounding charges is equal to the amount of charge enclosed. The above statement is associated with gas law. Three capacitors, each of the capacity C, are given. The resultant capacity 2 bar 3C can be obtained by using them. Two in parallel and third in series with this combination. For which of the following parameter variation the capacitance of the capacitors remains unaffected? Thickness of the plates. Which of the following statement is true? Option B. The current in the discharging capacitor grows exponentially. Which of the following expression is correct for electric field strength? E equal to D by E. In a capacitor, the electric charge is stored in dielectric. Which of the following materials has the highest value of dielectric constant? Ceramics. Which of the following capacitors will have the least variation? Silver plates, mica capacitor. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Option B. The stored energy in a capacitor decreases with reduction in value of capacitance. Which of the following capacitors has relatively shorter shelf life? Electrolytic capacitor. The sparking between two electrical contacts can be reduced by inserting a option A capacitors in parallel with contacts. In the case of a lossy capacitor, its series equivalent resistance value will be large. The power dissipated in a pure capacitor is 0. Which of the following capacitors has relatively shorter shelf life? Electrolytic capacitors. The sparking between two electrical contacts can be reduced by inserting a capacitors in parallel with contacts. In the case of lossy capacitors, its series equivalent resistance value will be large. The power dissipated in a pure capacitor is 0. In a capacitive circuit, an increase in applied voltage makes a capacitor's charge. When a dielectric slab is introduced in a parallel plate capacitor, the potential difference between plates will decrease. Capacitance increases with increase in plate area and a decrease in distance between the plates. The capacitor consists of two conductors separated by an insulator. A gang condenser is a variable capacitor. A paper capacitor is usually available in the form of rolled foil. Air capacitors are generally available in the range 10 to 400 pf. The unit of capacitance is farad. A capacitor charged to 200 V has 2000 Ic of charge. The value of capacitance will be 10 UF. A capacitor in a circuit became hot and ultimately exploded due to wrong connections. Which type of capacitor it would be? Electrolytic capacitor. Energy stored in the electric field of a capacitor C when charged from DC source of voltage V is equal to joules CV2. The absolute permittivity of free space is given by option B 8.854 into 1 T10 F by M. The relative permittivity of free space is given by 1. Electric field intensity is a quantity vector. When 4 volts EMF is applied across a 1 farad capacitor, it will store energy of 8 joules.